On this episode of the Offstage Life podcast,
Yeah.
we are going to be talking about your musical influences and how they helped inspire you as a musician. And
Where it all began.
yeah, where it all began, who those influences were, why they influenced you. And we're also going to touch on, because we are millennials,
Yes.
how messed up
Some of the lyrics were.
they were, like, horrendous, weren't they?
And we had no clue growing up about this, but like now we listen to some of these songs come on the radio or whatever, or Spotify playlists, and we're like, yeah, I love this song. And then we're like, oh my God, the lyrics are really full on.
Recording.
It's like a dance.
Yeah. Have you noticed it's always
Me pressing record.
and I'm here going like, yeah. Lucky we can chop these.
Yeah.
Chop, chop.
Chop. Today was a day. So I feel like I've earned my drink this evening.
Well done. Well done.
I do like a well done.
We do like a well done.
We noticed a little while ago what a British thing it is to say well done after someone's like told you something or achieved something, and now we can't stop noticing it, and we just overham it to each other too.
And I wonder
if,
and maybe you guys can answer this for us, the Aussies out there, if when people say well done, does it come across sarcastic?
because it kind of sounds it right now, doesn't it? Well done.
Oh, well done. Clap, clap. Give yourself a clap, love. Well done.
Even when we're driving to, I don't know, Coles, a supermarket or something, and you park, I'm like, well done, babe.
We just constantly say,
but it
well
just
done.
comes out. Yeah, it's just such a natural thing to say, well done.
That's so funny. Anyway, enough of the well dones for today.
Mate, we can say well done at the end of the episode.
Yeah, and jog on and jog off.
That's it.
Okay. On this episode of the Offstage Life podcast, we are going to be talking about your musical influences and how they helped inspire you as a musician. And
where it all began.
Yeah, where it all began, who those influences were, why they influenced you. And we're also going to touch on, because we are millennials, how messed up
some of the lyrics were.
They were, like, horrendous, weren't they?
And we had no clue growing up about this, but like now we listen to some of these songs come on the radio or whatever sometimes, or Spotify playlists, and we're like, yeah, I love this song. And then we're like, oh my God, the lyrics are really full on.
Yeah.
They're either like over-sexualized, about self-harm and suicide, or, depending on the genre. And we're like, wow, we used to not really realize what the lyrics were about and just sing them all the time.
Yeah. It was really messed up.
No wonder our parents were like, what's going on?
Yeah, but even then I don't think they even realized.
Yeah, maybe it was just like, it's a song, whatever, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but as we know, artists and music do have a lot of inspiration to people.
Yeah.
And like it did with you.
And it shapes who you are, I suppose, as you grow up. Like, you always remember those songs from your teenage years.
And you know what's interesting is nostalgia. There's a whole thing about it where the music that we listened to when we were younger people into our teenage years actually help form the wires in our brain. And when we listen to them as adults, it brings back that nostalgia, and nothing ever hits the same, really, other than that music that we listen to. So in a way, of course, it's going to
like shape and form.
Yeah.
And that explains why every generation, as you grow up, the generation before is like, music was better in my day.
Yeah, your music's shit.
Yeah. Because to them, that shaped them. That was
exactly.
That was what created, I guess, that kind of social structure and stuff like for them as they're growing up. So music has a really big place in pop culture, and
it really does. Just in
social
culture
standing,
in general, really.
Yeah.
So leading on from that then, what sorry, I should say who. Who
Whom?
were your musical influences that helped lead you to becoming a musician?
So maybe we should go from the beginning.
Very beginning.
To where I got into music.
Yes.
And how that happened.
Mhm.
And as you say, who inspired me to suddenly realize that music was what I wanted to do and something that helped me in my life. So I feel like growing up, I wasn't really into much. I wasn't into sport. I kind of like drawing, but felt like I didn't really have many friends. Like there are people I knew, but just hard to connect with people. I didn't really have like a thing that I did.
Mhm.
And I suppose a lot of kids go through that.
Yeah, of course, they're finding their way through life.
That's it. And it takes how long it takes. So when I was about 12, which is the first year of secondary school or high school.
Is that like year 7 equivalent?
Yeah,
Okay.
so year 7, high school.
Yeah. Sounds so formal, secondary school.
Secondary school in England. And I either listened to a cassette tape of an Alanis Morissette concert when she first came out and was touring Jagged Little Pill, which was her first album.
Ever.
Yeah. A VHS recording of that concert. I think it was the VHS first that my dad recorded for me. And then a friend had a cassette tape of the same kind of concert. And I was absolutely just obsessed with that concert. I don't think I'd grown up in quite a musical household.
Yeah.
My dad,
he's a radio host.
He's
himself,
a radio
isn't he?
host and part-time, but he loves music. He loves guitar-based music. So on family vacations, we would always have cassette tapes again of the Beatles, Smokey Robinson, Traveling Wilburys, Rod Stewart, all those kind of 70s and 80s rock bands, essentially. And so that shaped a lot of my musical taste. But I still wasn't like really into music. Like I never was like, I need to be a musician. I need to play an instrument until I saw that video.
What was it about the video?
I'm not quite sure. I think it was a combination of how free Alanis was, even though I maybe didn't understand a lot of her vocabulary and the words she was. Something drew me in.
Yeah.
I was definitely a tomboy at the time. And the way that she dressed on stage.
She wore big baggy pants.
Yeah, baggy t-shirts, or maybe tighter pants, baggy t-shirt. Just the hair was wild.
She was just free.
Talking about like angst and things that had happened and were on her mind. So that was definitely really cool. I think the guitar sounds were really cool. And then Taylor Hawkins, who is my number one favorite drummer of all time, R.I.P., was playing for Alanis on that tour. And the drummer faces, the emotion that he was getting from playing. I remember just rewinding this tape over and over. I would come back from school and I would watch the whole concert, like 90-minute concert, every day after school religiously. I would even take my camera or disposable camera at the time and take pictures of the TV screen so that I had pictures of them to put up in my room because there weren't really any magazine poster pictures that I could find. But I like needed to be like surrounded by and absorb that music and those musicians because I just found it so amazing.
So when did you pick up your first set of drumsticks? Was it from watching Taylor as a drummer and being like, oh, that's really cool, I want to be a drummer and follow suit? Or how did that come about? Was it from Taylor himself?
It was definitely from Taylor. And then I remember going to the local library because this is way before you could do Google search on your phone.
We're such millennials.
So I went to the local library and found a book on drumming so that I could like have a look at the pictures and read it to understand like how to hold drumsticks. And just
still at about 12, 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit later actually, because before I played drums, I may have been like researching it, as I say, at the local library then. But the first instrument that I actually played was guitar.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did I know that?
I feel like I have told you that.
Yeah, maybe you had guitar lessons.
Yeah. So the story
Did someone used to
goes.
come to your house?
Yeah.
And you hid? You used to hide?
No, that was the hairdresser.
Oh, that's funny.
No, so what happened was my brother would have electric guitar lessons with one of my dad's students because he was a college lecturer, and he would come around and give my brother guitar lessons. But on this particular day, my brother hadn't got up in time, and this guy was down there all set up. So I was like, can I have a go? Can I have a go? So I had a go, and I remember I'd been watching, we used to go to church growing up, and I would watch one of the acoustic guitar players play at church. So I kind of had already again like observed like strumming patterns, and I didn't really know what chords were. So I feel like I took to it quite quickly because I'd already mentally been
rehearsing,
a bit like in Cool Runnings with the bobsleigh turns and stuff.
What you do. When I used to dance, I mentally rehearse. So
yeah, and it gets it straight in your head. Correct. So I absolutely loved it. We went out for the day as a family after this guitar lesson. I remember in the car, like I'd learnt some chords that day, and I remember like practicing the shapes just in the air in the car, and I absolutely loved it. So I didn't have guitar lessons, but with those few chords that I learned, I guess I just practiced them a lot and kind of taught myself guitar a little bit for the first year or two. It wasn't till I was 14 that I had drum lessons.
Privately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, privately. Never learnt at school. Had it privately. It felt very cool, like having to go somewhere like after school for drum lessons.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah. And then lots of hard work, lots of working with bands and artists.
So you never had, so you obviously had like private drum lessons.
Yeah.
But did you do exams and things like that? So just basic drum lessons?
Yeah, I was dead set against exams. I didn't like the pressure of it.
Okay.
When I was in primary school, I'd learnt clarinet, and I did grade 1, got distinction, but I was so anxious the whole time, and I kind of swore to myself like I would never do graded exams again because it was just not what I wanted to do. I wasn't trying to get certificates and accolades. I just wanted to play, as I then later realized, to express how I was feeling and have that physical outlet of energy. Yeah, to again just kind of get my emotions out.
Yeah.
So music really helped with that and still does.
It still does.
Feels like instead of me going to the gym,
that's your emotional, physical, and spiritual release.
100%.
And, thankfully it's every week for you, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So I'm assuming that Alanis was your first CD?
It wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Who was it?
So again, we're going back to those dark ages before
It was the 90s, early 90s.
It would have been like 98 maybe? Yeah. No, 96, 98. And we didn't have like a CD player each in the house. We had cassette tape players. So my dad had a portable CD. Was it a Walkman or was that the tape one? Discman. Yeah, they were called Discman.
Walkman. Yeah, Walkmans were CDs, I think.
Were they? I thought they were tape players, and Discman came out and they were like the CD version.
I honestly can't remember.
It was so long ago.
I think I had the cassette one, but I definitely had like the disc one.
The disc one.
The disc one. It's so
It
funny.
was such advanced technology back then. And I remember
there was like the iPod. Was it iPods?
MP3, was it?
The iPods.
Yeah, iPods came out. Yeah, they came out after, didn't they? Yeah. Mini disc players we had too. Things of like
our age.
Yeah, it's like the evolution of music listening devices.
It's crazy. So what was your first?
So I didn't have any CDs. I had tapes. I didn't have CDs. And I remember asking my parents to get me a CD to play on this portable CD player. And they came back from the supermarket with 70s disco explosion with like DISCO and songs like that on it. And that was my first CD. What was yours?
That's so cute. So I think.
Yeah.
So there's two I can think of. I'm pretty sure my first was I was in primary school. So I'm a
Yeah.
little bit younger than
2
you.
years younger.
I think it was Mbop by the Hanson Brothers.
That's kind of cool.
It's cute. I loved it.
Was it a single?
It would have been
A CD single?
Spice Girls, I'm pretty sure as well.
Wannabe?
I don't know. I'm just having visions of like the cover and it
Yeah.
was white.
Yeah.
It was a white cover with Spice Girls written in like rainbow color. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then when I was a little bit older, I think then the next one I got in high school was D12, Purple Pills.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I love R&B, so
R&B, rap, yeah.
obviously it was all of those.
Yeah.
But I experience music a bit different
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
So, my influences and what the things I was into was a little bit different.
So let's flip the question.
Okay.
So my journey with music started with me hearing a musician that inspired me to play music.
Yeah.
You're a dancer.
Yeah.
So
I have a completely different
You have
history.
a different take on this. So what music really made an impact to you when you first heard it as a listener? And then did that branch into your dancing career?
No.
Okay.
So I've been a dancer since I was 2 years old. So I've been around music literally since I was a toddler.
And again, your parents always have music playing at home, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true. So I was constantly around music. What I danced to was very different to, I guess, what then I heard at home. So my parents were very much into Celine Dion, Bon Jovi. Who else do they like?
Your mum loves Better Raises, doesn't she? That comes on.
Loves it.
She sings that one.
Boys.
Yeah.
All of those really cool old school bands and singers. And like I still love that music.
Yeah, me do.
But I guess interesting as a dancer, I don't think I actually developed as an intense interest into a specific genre or bands or artists because I was around music all the time. I don't think I got a chance then really to develop
like a specific taste.
Yeah, until I was a lot older and started going out.
So is that like teenage years?
Yeah, late teenage.
So you were really eclectic with your taste.
Really eclectic.
And you pretty much liked all of it? Like you just enjoyed music?
Yeah. I've always loved music because I was a dancer, but it's just as a non-musician, but someone who's always been around it, I've just loved all music because as a dancer, I danced to all different types of music. And I did exams.
Yeah, you did.
And competitions and concerts.
Which you enjoyed, right?
I loved it.
Yeah, so that's funny because I guess you
That's
could
why
say...
I asked the question about exams.
Yeah, because would you say you're more competitive?
I thrive under pressure. So when I have a deadline, when I have to practice, when I have to get something done, I go laser focused. And
you just get it done.
And I wouldn't even say I'm competitive.
Okay.
I just...
enjoy it.
Enjoy being laser focused and getting shit done, basically. So I was actually a really good dancer. I got the highest distinctions in all my exams.
We got the trophies downstairs.
No, there's too many. I was really proud of myself always. So I think my taste in music, the type of music I love, just really came to fruition when I started going out to clubs.
Do you think the influence of certain friends you had influenced your musical tastes?
100%
I remember a story about a friend of yours who was really into rock music.
Yes.
So that's how you got into listening to rock and metal, but you also really love R&B.
And I love country.
Yeah, so you're still pretty eclectic.
Yeah, I am now. So yeah, it's just interesting. And the one genre of music I guess I can't relate to, but I don't really like that much is punk music.
Which is one of my favorite genres to listen to.
Interestingly though, I believe is because punk wasn't very big in Australia when we were growing up.
Apart from
certain
bands
scenes.
like Green Day, Blink, that came a bit later.
Yeah, but are they really punk?
Pop punk.
they're pop punk. They're not like hard punk.
Not original
No.
70s, 80s punk.
No. I can listen to pop punk, but not like the real stuff. But it just culturally, again, I think it's because it wasn't big here. And it's something that developed in England and America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it didn't really come over to Australia that much.
Yeah.
Just like how our typical Aussie rock pub songs,
Yeah.
there's a million of them we all know, and Kate, you know them now, but previously it would be like, I've never heard this before. And I'm like, what? It's massive.
Yeah, it seems unbelievable.
Heard of them.
So like the band I'm playing now,
Yeah.
we sometimes play these Aussie artists and I'm like, I've never heard this song before. And the same reaction, they're like, what? Like it's Eagle Rock. It's such a big song over here and there's actions to the song as well. You got to flap those wings, you know? And I'm like, what's everyone doing? This looks really strange.
What's this song that you love watching us all dance to at gigs?
Nutbush.
The Nutbush.
Tina Turner. So
it's so funny.
Knew the song, but we didn't have these dance moves. And I remember being at work and the teachers were teaching the kids the Nutbush, or they were like doing it in drama or something. And I was like, oh, it's just a school thing. And then I start playing for the frogs and the whole audience knows the Nutbush. It's like taught in primary school to every single Australian child.
It really is, and we all know it.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It's a bloody workout.
It's kind of like line dance.
It?
It's a proper cardio workout.
It was insane. Before I forget, I wanted to ask you, so just going back to, again, Alanis and Taylor.
Yeah.
What do you think both of them taught you musically as a musician? And what I mean by that is, now that you're a musician, do you think that having them as major influences, did you take anything from them in your style, in the way you drum, or in the way you sing, in the way you songwrite, for example?
100% in every way possible. They were like the ultimate mentors. Something just clicked and I connected with both of those humans with the art that they created. I remember because I had already learned to play guitar. So then when I heard Alanis and her lyrics, and I remember looking through the dictionary trying to understand what some of the words that she used.
I remember you telling me about that.
And it was quite inspiring because it expanded my vocabulary a little bit as well. Like the word fundamental, I had never heard before until I heard Not the Doctor or Wake Up or whichever song from that album that word's in. And then I started to write songs with the chords and the power chords that I'd learned. And I was actually looking earlier in the garage at some of my old lyrics. And the whole of the song, one of the first songs that I ever wrote, was so influenced or stolen from Alanis's style. But it was just part of the process of learning to write songs. So it's quite endearing, like looking back at 12, 13, 14-year-old Kate and those stolen ideas. And some of the things I was writing about as an adult now, like we were talking about at the beginning with lyrics, it's like, whoa, how did I even know at that age to write that?
You're just channeling.
Yeah, and I guess part of me didn't really know what I was writing.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. So definitely lyrically from Alanis, and then drumming wise, so much from some of the rudiments that I use in my fills.
What's
now.
a rudiment?
Sticking pattern.
What's a sticking pattern?
So combination of right and left
for all those
hits.
non-musos.
So for example, let's have a little drum lesson. So if we play right hand, left hand, and get faster with it, that's a single stroke drum roll.
Is that because it's one,
single
one,
hit
one, one.
on each hand?
Yeah.
Double hit on each hand is called a double stroke drum roll.
One.
Yeah.
Or it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah. So double. Yeah. And then you get faster. One that you might know from dancing is a flam.
Maybe.
Sounds like you say it, flam. So it's 2 hits. Sounds
so Aussie.
Flam. And you just play, for example, right, left, but the second the second hit is louder. So
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Okay.
So it's like 1, 2.
Yep.
That's a flam.
Oh, look at this.
So
Free
that's what
drum
rudiments
lessons
are.
by Kate.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely learned a lot. And also seeing Taylor, like his facial expressions, I guess I copied that to a certain extent. Because if I'd have watched another drummer and got inspired by them,
You would have
I
taken
wouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah. So
He was amazing drumming. Like, I didn't watch a lot of him drumming growing up, but I did when I was older. And he's just so in it, wasn't he? He was just in his
that's
element.
a very good way to describe it. Yeah.
He was just there. He was so present with the moment, with the drums, with the bands he played with. And he was just one with the drums.
And it's so musical. I know some of his influences were Stuart Copeland from The Police, who is a very musical drummer himself. So
what do you mean by like very musical drummer?
So
what do you mean by that?
It's really hard to describe that. I guess instead of just playing a beat, you would kind of use different parts of the kit to
like embellish,
create different sounds that musically complement the other instrumentation that's going on in the piece. That makes sense. Different parts of the instrument. So for example, tom-toms that are tuned differently, different cymbals of different sizes to get different sounds within the beat. Yeah.
Can I
called
just say
orchestration.
how much you come alive when you talk about drums?
Oh, I love it so much.
I love seeing you talk about drums.
Because I just know it.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things I just connect to, and I love that.
Who,
For
other
me.
than Alanis and Taylor, are there any other musicians that are really prevalent for you that have really inspired you as a musician?
I guess there's lots, like, for different reasons throughout the time. Obviously, I used to play in a Ramones tribute band, so they were inspiring. Bands that we grew up listening to, like Green Day, Paramore, Placebo were another big one. British band back in the day that I listened to a lot. Oh, the classics, Aerosmith, Nirvana.
Oh, I love all those.
Yeah, I know. But again,
Those were the days.
we always gonna love the music that we grew up listening
Aren't
to.
we? Like,
it's got that emotional
always.
connection with it.
Yeah. Music's so interesting because it's not just whether you're a musician or not. Music literally just shapes who we are as people. It shapes our culture. It helps us through
helps people
things.
relax at the end of a busy week, forget your worries.
Yeah. Like, I love listening to metal music. Like, I mean, hardcore metal, screamo, full on when I'm stressed because it calms me down.
Yeah.
Like, big time.
Yeah, definitely.
Massively. And then Kate and I like to go on road trips and we often put on my music.
Because you don't like punk music.
But it ends up being like the old greats like Celine Dion and even like Adele songs and all the ones you just said, like Aerosmith.
Yeah, and then we're just singing away in the car.
Old John Farnham.
Yeah, that's it. We have some good times with music.
Yeah.
And it's very healing as well. I know there's certain frequencies of music that...
It's like 410 or 415 hertz.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it can be very healing for your nervous system. I know sometimes we've listened to like meditation music that has that frequency to go to sleep. So all different types of music for different reasons.
Yeah. And what I'm about to go into now came from, I was listening to some crystal sound healing bowls actually the other morning because I went for a walk and I just needed some just downtime. I didn't want to listen to any music with lyrics. I just needed to just chill out and I put crystal sound bowls. And the difference I felt from that was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I came home and I said to Kate, I went on this walk and I did some meditation and it was amazing. And then we started talking about songs with lyrics.
Yeah.
And that segued into how screwed up our generation of music was when we were younger. And I'm talking from like 8.
Yeah,
10,
you sing these songs when you're like
12,
a little kid.
And how messed up they were. And look, it was that generation, that time in the world was very different to what it is now. We didn't know what we do now. we didn't think the way we did now. Doesn't excuse it, but it was so different.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to talk about some of them because they were so bad.
We looked up some lyrics from when we were growing up and reading them now, which I think we're going to have a few examples here. What's the first one, babe?
So we've spoken about this a few times. Now, this song was released in 1997. That would have made me 11 years old. And I used to pump this song constantly. And it's Barbie Girl. And it was bad. So I'm going to read some of these lyrics.
Are you going to sing it for us?
No. Hell no. You can sing if you want.
Maybe.
I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight. I'm your dolly. You're my doll, rock and roll, feel the glamour in pink, kiss me here, touch me there, hanky panky.
Yeah.
What on earth is that? And it gets worse. Where's the other one?
When you think that kids sing these songs, it's like, whoa, they have no idea what they're singing.
There's so many.
But it's called Barbie Girl, so it's like, oh, it's just about Barbies.
Yeah, but the problem is that it makes the Barbie come alive as a person and it personifies Barbie, which then...
With adult themes.
Which then it's like... So this next part, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. And the whole song is just very problematic.
And that's probably one of the milder ones. What's the other song that we were talking about on the phone earlier? This is the song that I actually hadn't heard until a few years ago. And Lauren was like, have you not heard that song before? It's so, like, it's such a big, like, song back when we were growing up. And I think this was on the radio.
Yeah.
And so
I loved this
40-year-old me was like, oh my goodness.
So when I was younger, I used to think I was real gangster. My mate Nick out there, you'll know all about how much I used to think I was a gangster with my Mirage that used to have a subwoofer in it.
That's your car, right?
Yeah. I used to pump these songs. So
this next song, we're probably not going to say the word. We're going to replace it with a meow sound. But you can probably guess what the word was, beginning with P.
I don't even know if I could, like, say the whole lot.
But this was another one that in your, early teenage years came out,
so
maybe?
It was 2005. So I would have been 19.
19, okay.
But still...
There was probably some younger people singing it.
There would have been. 100% would have been. Oh, I can't.
Do you want me to read it?
You need to.
Okay.
I can't even say it.
So I'm going to read this and I'm going to replace the P word with a meow sound. This is going to be funny. Where am I reading it from?
Hold on.
Wow. Oh, I don't know if I can say this. Okay.
So it's the Whisper song by the Yin Yang Twins.
Where would you like me to start?
Epic beat. You choose.
Oh my gosh. I don't think there's a paragraph of lyrics that... Oh, wow.
Go on.
Okay, so I think this is maybe the first verse. Hey, shorty, I like the way you ass it up. I'm only whispering because I'm trying to F. I'm not going to say that word. Go ahead, move the ass. Give a G a chance and let me clog the gap in your pants. What the hell does that mean? Oh my God, I'm so innocent. I can tell you a freak by the way that you dance. Yeah, a triple A, man. I'm a grown man. You heard me.
Say the worst part.
No, I don't. I sort of like hold
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I think you should take over because I'm blushing.
So the worst part is...
It gets worse.
Where is it? I can't find it.
It's a long song.
Oh my goodness. It's insane.
So
anyway,
we had a look.
I don't know if it's the right song, but the song I'm thinking of, it goes,
yeah.
CUM girl, I'm trying to get your meow wet.
What a meow.
Work that. Let me see your drips wet. Anyway, the whole song is dirty as.
Yeah.
Great beat though.
Yeah. So great production, great in the club, great if you're going out on the hunt. But listening to it as a middle-aged person is like, whoa, what were we doing?
Funny. It was so funny. Man.
So yeah, I wonder if this makes me sound so old, man. I wonder if there's music out now that has those kind of lyrics that are really popular. Because we don't go clubbing anymore. So like, would we know?
No.
No, we wouldn't.
No.
There has to be in every generation.
What about from your genre that you used to listen to? Are there any that were controversial?
So the one that comes to mind is probably Papa Roach.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like rock songs that have those I don't want to live anymore kind of lyrics in them. And even like Marilyn Manson would get a lot of stick back in the day for having, you know, suicidal idolation kind of lyrics, bands like that. But I don't really remember specifically what the words were. I just remember it being a thing that there were all these dark, depressing rock songs out there. But at the same time, I think as a adolescent growing up, to have a band sing about those things was like you felt like it wasn't just you, like struggling as an adolescent
like, almost
with
like
your emotions. Yeah. So I think as a teenager, it's good because it's like, yeah, like with metal music for you, you're getting out that emotion and that aggression. So it definitely has its place. But obviously, we need to make sure we've got the supports in place.
Yeah, of course.
If people are genuinely feeling like that.
Speaking about representation, were there any musicians growing up that were queer, that were in your world that you could relate with?
I don't really remember any. Like off the top of my head when you ask that question, because now, like we have artists like G Flip.
Yeah.
We have
There's
members,
quite a few now.
members of other bands who are either allies or they're within the queer community themselves. But growing up,
I can't think of any.
I don't think I can think of any. Can you think of any in the R&B kind of genres?
No, I honestly, none.
Because like later we've had artists like Macklemore who have, you know, sung about inclusion and equality, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good point.
I don't think there was. Guys, if you can think of any from when, we were all younger.
I mean,
let us
the
know.
Village People, I guess.
Yeah. That was a bit before our time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite an interesting question. I hadn't really thought about that. I feel like we could do some research on that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I wanted to ask you, so if music wasn't in your life as a younger person and you didn't have Taylor or Alanis as your mega inspiration and you didn't become a musician, who do you think you'd be today?
I'd probably still be living in my parents' house, wouldn't I? That's a good question, and I honestly don't know because it had such a profound influence on my life from an identity point of view.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this in previous podcasts, how music and even playing in a band can give you a certain identity. So being a musician, that is a massive part of my identity. I don't know what I'd be doing or how I'd identify without it because I'm definitely no good at sport. My eye-hand coordination is so bad. In fact, tossing that pancake the other day and actually catching it in the pan.
That was amazing. I was like, well done. Well done, darling.
See, the well done's come back.
Yeah, I don't know who I would be if I wasn't a dancer growing up.
Yeah. What other interests?
It was amazing. Like, well, that's all I did. All I did was dancing. It gave me a lot of good stuff. Did do a little bit of damage, which we'll talk about on another podcast.
To your feet.
Yeah, and mentally and emotionally. But it gave me a sense of identity as well. It gave me confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Massive confidence.
It was confidence, the fact that I could get I love being on stage, and I miss being on stage so bad. It's not funny.
Okay, so another question. You know how when you're a performer, you can just get on stage and perform, especially once you've got some experience under your belt.
Yeah.
But then, for example, if you had to get up and do a presentation just you,
I'd die.
Isn't that funny how you could play music or dance in your case?
It's a different skill.
Yeah.
It's a different muscle.
It is.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you're used to when you're on stage. You know, I would be able to get up on stage and not have to open my mouth, and I'd be fine, and I'd love it. But if I had to get up and do a speech, initially I think I'd be shitting myself, but I think I'd learn to love it.
Yeah, I guess it is a case of adapting into that scenario. But it's funny how people can have their comfort zone performing in front of lots of people. And that becomes like, I know as soon as I sit behind a drum kit,
you're locked in,
I know what I'm doing. I feel comfortable. And there
Yeah.
could be one person there. There could be 100,000 people there. And I reckon I'd be all right.
Yeah, of course.
And it's so different to, like you say, having to talk to
so different.
A room full of people about something.
We saw Ed Sheeran last weekend, who was awesome.
Was good.
Done again.
Well done, Ed.
Yeah. If you watch his podcast, give us a shout.
Imagine
I'd die. But it was at Sydney Olympic Park in the big stadium. And I was saying to you, this is where I danced for the opening ceremony of the Olympics. And I was part of the tap dance section. And we all came in down the stairs of the actual stadium and danced on the stairs, then grabbed we had this massive 1x1 meter metal sheet.
Yeah.
And we had our steel cap boots with our tap shoes, or like on the tap plates on the bottom, and we ran out onto the field and danced. And that was the first time I'd experienced like that massive rush of adrenaline. The crowd, I think it was like 120,000 people.
It would be a full stadium for the Olympics.
It was. It was a full stadium. And even just being back there to watch Ed Sheeran and reliving the memory made me so excited. So like I could easily get up in front of 100,000 people and dance. I can't now, but I would happily do it.
Yeah.
Now, like performance.
But if you had to go into the middle of that stadium and talk about something to 100,000 people, it'd be like, nah,
forget it.
Yeah.
It's
a different, like you say, a different muscle and a different like learned craft, isn't it?
But it's still something I think we have taken away from having that in our lives. Like I think it would be a lot easier for us to adapt to that situation potentially than someone who had never performed in their life ever on stage, you know.
Because you can take those skills you learn from the early days of having to deal with the performance anxiety before the show.
I always had to do a poo.
Did you?
Always. I'd be like in full costume. I'd be like, Mom, I need to do a poo.
So that was like your symptom of anxiety was that your bowels just went, hello.
Yeah, literally did. But I think dancing and being around that and music just really did help shape me as well as a person.
Yeah.
I know one of the things as an adult, someone almost in their 40s, I miss being creative, and I think that's something that dancing and music has taught me as an older person, is that I need to still be creative. Yeah. That doesn't mean going and dancing again.
Yeah.
It could be us starting this podcast or buying a million plants and tending to them and making them look pretty. And I think
there's lots of forms of creativity.
So many forms.
You guys should check out Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. That talks about finding creativity in everyday things that we do. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that the female musicians of our younger life
in the 90s,
in the 90s,
what a great
90s,
era that was of female singer-songwriters.
Do you think they almost gave us, as the younger generation, permission?
I think maybe in some way, because there was a lot of women standing up and saying, hey, I don't like that I'm being treated this way. Listen to me.
Mhm.
Like Alanis, obviously, Sheryl Crow, Joan
Natalie
Osborne,
Imbruglia.
Natalie Imbruglia,
Who else was there?
Paula
Tina
Cole,
Arena.
Tina Arena.
There was loads of them.
And there always have been amazing, inspiring female singer-songwriters over the years. Patti
Specifically
Smith.
that generation. It was
Yeah,
different.
and I think the labels were signing female singer-songwriters because of the success of people like Alanis. All the other labels were also signing strong female singer-songwriters, and it was such a great era for that to be in the mainstream and recognized, and just great bands that supported these artists as well. Like, they were great rock musicians.
They were powerhouses.
That really supported those
and
lyrics.
they could all really sing
Such
too.
epic songwriting.
Oh, it was just amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. And I don't feel like right now in music we have that. There are still some great female singer-songwriters out there.
Like you've got Adele and Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I'm just thinking more in like the rock genre that have been lifted to the mainstream.
But maybe we're just not that in that generation of music anymore.
Yeah, maybe we should bring it back.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. Let's have a revival of great female singer-songwriters.
Yeah. You could create some. You're like, no, not today. So we're going to end with one question.
Okay. What is the question?
If you had to give your 14-year-old self a song to listen to, what would it be and why?
I feel like I need a minute to think about this. Do you have one?
No, I didn't think about this question about me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. When I was 14, so a song that was around.
Even just now, like if your 14-year-old Kate was standing right here, right now, doesn't have to be from back then. It could just be any song. What would you give Kate?
I don't know if I could pick one song.
Okay, a couple.
Every Day's a Winding Road. You ought to know.
Of course.
Bitch. That was a great song too. Nancy Boy by Placebo. Some of the classics. We'd have to do a whole playlist for them, I think. Like a playlist for the next generation.
Kate.
For 14-year-old Kate, 14-year-old Lauren.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Well done.
Well done.
It's a good segue. Well done.
So funny.
Yeah. I wonder what everyone else's would be. Write it in the comments, guys.
Yeah.
What song would you want to play your 14-year-old self?
I think mine would probably be one of Alanis's songs, for sure. Definitely.
Or Pink, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're all like female-fronted.
100%.
Bands that we've mentioned aside from Placebo. Actually, you know the question you asked me earlier about queer artists or bands growing up? Placebo's probably a good example of that, actually. Yeah.
But that's it.
That's the first one I've thought of from back when we were little nippers.
Actually.
Savage Garden.
Yeah. Savage Garden.
So definitely some queer icons over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to say, actually, Pink, although she's not queer, she was very much an ally and very androgynous looking and just inclusive and was so vocal about it.
Yeah.
So for me, she was the first one that I can remember that I remember thinking, oh, wow, this is like she's standing up for the community. She doesn't care what people think of her or the way she looks. She's like, you know, she's got broad shoulders and she's muscly. She's got short hair and she's cool and she's like rocky but pop.
I think there's a lot of artists who are definitely allies. And I think there's always been a lot of artists who are allies.
But just for me, and in that generation, for me, like she was it.
Yeah.
As a younger person, being a late teenager.
Yeah. When her music first came out.
Yeah. But again, female. Another female.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because, you know, we're female presenting ourselves or whether that's just the truth.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's it for today.
I think it's dinner time now, isn't it?
It is dinner
Usually it's
time.
bedtime, but I think it's dinner time today.
I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, me too. I feel like we could just keep
It's
talking
nostalgic as
and
well. Talking
yeah, I
about
love a bit of nostalgia.
yes.
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 Well done. So that's a well done from us and a well done to you.
And it's a jog on and jog off for today.
We'll see you guys soon. In fact,
yes, let's talk about
what's happening next week.
We are having our first guest on the podcast, Lucy May, one of our bestest friends in the world. We love her so much. She is the bassist in the Frocks who plays with Kate in the band.
That's right.
And she's also a singer-songwriter, guitarist, an all-round amazing human being. She is just a ray of sunshine, and you guys are going to love her.
Massively, yeah. And we've got some really interesting content to talk to Luce about. It's going to be great.
It's going to be really good.
There'll be lots of laughter.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit unhinged, I think.
I reckon so, yeah. two energies and moving into 3 energies. You guys better be ready.
It's going to be mental.
It's going to be so good.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate all the support we've had so far, and we hope to continue getting that support from you all. We just love doing this.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
We hope you guys keep enjoying the content.
That's right. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out.
Oh, what's this? I like doing the Vulcan salute or something.
Yeah. Right.
What a nerd.